Yo, yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC 278 Usman versus Edwards 2. Very bad card, I won't lie to you. I won't pretend like this card's actually good, because it really ain't. So, it's a very bad card. It's, for a pay-per-view, it's terrible. Even for a fight night, it would be pretty bad. So, wait, fight night? Like, the fight night we had last week? That I'm gonna recap? Cause I do that at the beginning of every video? Yeah. And, of course, talking about UFC Fight Night San Diego. Vera and Cruz, UFC San Diego, whatever. So, let's talk about the card real quick. Began the card with Zalal and Blackshear. Very close fight at times. Blackshear was clearly up 2-0, but Zalal took it and got a 10-8 at the end. Quinlan Witt, not shocked at all. Witt sucks. Nam and Osborne, very shocked. Not because Tyson knocked him out, just more how he did it. The lazy flying knee into a right hand, shocking. Benitez and Ontiveros, not far from what I expected. Nunez and Calvillo, I told you pick Nunez, I told you bet Nunez, and I was correct. Of course. Boudet and Brzezinski, complete robbery. Brzezinski won that fight. Hill and Godinez, very close fight, could have went either way. Godinez should have went for a wrestling game plan, but for some reason did not. Mearshart and Silva, I don't know where Bruno Silva's talent went. Keshwada and Lipsky. Lipsky is a model more than a fighter. Mirzakhanov and Clark. I am shocked by how easily Mirzakhanov beat Clark. Clark barely put up a fight. Yasmin and Asman, great fight, and I see why it was on the main card. Landwehr and Onama, amazing fight, one of the fights of the year, and I would have had it a draw just because neither guy should have lost. And Vera versus Cruz to end the night. Cruz would have won if it was a 3-round fight, but sadly for him it was 5, and in round 4 he had his nose moved under his left eye. So, overall, a very good card. Very few downs, and most of them were on the prelims or early on the card. Really, it started out like you had the big run of nice finishes, and then between Nunez to Mearshart, it was pretty bad. But from Keshwada to the main event, it was very good. So, overall, very good card, and I hope this week this pay-per-view can be 4% as good as San Diego, because on paper it ain't. But enough talk about past events. Let's talk about the future and what I think is going to happen in the future. Obviously, before I get into the breakdown, please like, comment, sub, all that shit. 100 subs go by the end of the year. And as always, let's talk about some fights. 12 fight card. I'll tell you why in a little bit. But we start off the card with Victor El Magnifico Altamirano versus Daniel Miojo Dos. Very bad fight to open the card, but happens. Let's talk about Victor Altamirano. Victor in the UFC is 0-1, coming off a loss in his debut to Carlos Fernandez. In a close fight that really could have went either way. If I remember correctly, I think I might have scored it for Victor, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. Overall, he's pretty well balanced fighter. He's okay. He's not great at anything. He's just okay at really both wrestling and striking. Yeah, he can do a little bit of both. Nothing he can't do. He's not, he's not great at either, but he can do both, you know? So, yeah, not much, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really could care less about talking about this card. I'm legitimately only doing it because I do it every week. This card's fucking terrible. But, yeah, long story short, Altamirano, he's okay. This kind of a must-win for him because losing to Carlos Hernandez ain't a great look, and now getting a dude who kind of is a layup in De Silva should be interesting, and see if he actually can capitalize on this layup, because if he can't, it's gonna start looking real dim for him. So, not much overall. Okay fight. Not much more to say. Now talk about his opponent, Daniel De Silva. He is 0-2 in UFC, coming off obviously 2 losses. In his debut on short notice, I believe he lost to Jeff Molina. Can't really get mad at that. Jeff Molina's Jeff Molina. But then in his second fight, in a fight he really should have won, he got knee barred by Francisco Figueiredo. Not a good look at all. Let's be honest, he probably should have won that fight. Francisco Figueiredo sucks, and De Silva should have won. De Silva has very bad fight IQ. He walked into that knee bar by Figueiredo. He didn't look that great versus Molina. Overall, he's not great. He's just not that great, and this is a must-win for him if he wants to stay in the UFC, because going 0-3 and not looking good in even the losses is a bad look. So, he needs to win here very badly. So, overall, bad fight IQ, not great ground game, or striking even, just not really great at anything. He just can suck at everything. So, the betting odds have Victor Altamirano minus 220 to plus 175. I think Victor should no question be the favorite, but I have him minus 2. Can I trust him that much? Not really. I think I would have him minus 170 to plus 155, 60. I think he should and will win this, but I really don't think I could say I'm confident, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't think he, for as bad as De Silva is, I wouldn't call Victor a lock or like a confident pick. Yeah, I think he's just someone who should win, and he better. So I'm going Victor Altamirano by decision. Second fight of the night, and we got some decent fighters. A decent fighter, and then a dude who's really just here to lose. We got the Mongolian Murderer, not gonna say his real name, versus Jay the Joker Perrin. Let's talk about the Mongolian Murderer. In the UFC, he is he's 1-2. In his debut, lost to, again, Jeffrey Molina, and then in his second fight he lost to Cody Durden. But then in his last fight in this was in the Apex, never mind. But in his third fight, he got the win over Cameron Ellis, beating him in about 2.5 minutes, as he should have, and he did. And now he's looking to extend the streak to 2 in a row after his move up to bantamweight. So this is his second fight at bantamweight, originally being a 25er. And yeah, let's see if he can have success at 125, because his 125 run didn't go well. losing to Cody Durden. Not great. Not a great look at all. Very bad look. But you know, you gotta start somewhere, and he did not start in a good place. But yeah, he is mainly a brawler. He can wrestle, but he mainly just wants to brawl with you because he can. That Molina fight, yeah, it was a loss in his debut, but it was a great fight, and it showed a lot of heart. So now, if he has the heart and the striking, now can just get the win. And now to talk about his opponent, Jay Perrin. He is 0-1 in the UFC, coming off a short notice debut against a short notice debut loss versus Mario Bautista in a fight less rounds, and no one thought he would win or could win, and of course he did not win. So, he looked okay in that fight. He didn't do anything great. He just tried to push his opponent up against the cage, really, and that really did not go too well. Or push Batista up against the cage, I should say. And of course, that didn't go great. Yeah, overall, let's be honest, he's just here to lose. Like, are we really gonna lie to ourselves? He's just here to lose. This is a win, and we might keep you lose. You're probably getting cut. So overall, yeah, he's just gonna probably walk forward. He has toughness. He's very tough, but that's about all he has. Because besides toughness, he has really nothing. So good luck to the dude, but yeah, he's gonna need it. The betting odds for this fight have Mongolian Murderer minus 190 to plus 160. I'd probably have Mongolian Murderer minus 200, if not higher. This should be an easy night for him. I don't think Perrin really has anything for Mongolian Murderer. Nothing I can think of, at least. And overall, this should be an easy night in the office for him. So I am going Mongolian Murderer by decision. I think Perrin's going to be very tough and tough it out, but I think it's going to be probably a 30-27, if not a 30-26. So I'm going Mongolian Murderer by decision. After that, we got some more small guys. Some flyweights. We have the returning after a long break, Amir the Prince Albazi versus Speak of the Devil, Francisco Sniper Figueiredo. Let's talk about Amir Albazi. In the UFC, Amir is 2-0 in his debut, got a win over Malcolm Gordon. And then in his last fight, beginning of last year, he beat Zumagulov. Very good start in the UFC for him. Very, very good start. He's shown very good wrestling in the UFC so far, and that's about all he's shown from what I remember. His striking really not been on display a lot, but he's shown a lot of good wrestling, and that's very good. Show what you're the best at, though. Don't show anything that could get you in trouble of losing. Smart. I can't even get mad at that, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna get mad at that shit. This is another kind of layup, because let's be honest, I don't think Francisco is much better than who he's already beat. Honestly, out of Malcolm Gordon, Zulgal Slumagulov, and Francisco Figueiredo, are any of them good? No. Would they even be a top 20 flyweight? No. I think Zulgals is the best one, and that's not saying much, to be honest. So, Amir's very good, but he needs to start fighting better competition. Now to talk about his opponent, Francisco Figueiredo, who I feel like I've talked about many times in breakdowns. In the UFC, he is 2-1. In his debut, beat flyweights bitch Jerome Rivera, and then in his second fight, lost to, speak of the devil, Malcolm Gordon. And then in his last fight earlier this year, he knee-barred Daniel Da Silva. I also just talked about him. He's not good. He has none of the things that make Figgy, his older brother, great. Power, gas tank, skill, talent. He has none of that. He's not good. I'll keep it. He's only in the UFC because his last name. If his last name wasn't Figueiredo, he would have been cut a while ago. So he lost to Malcolm Gordon. Do I need to say anything else? No. Honest answer, no. Yeah, overall, Figgy sucks. Not gonna sugarcoat it. You know me, I don't sugarcoat it. Little Figgy, it's garbage. So, overall, yeah, Francisco Figueiredo sucks. The betting odds for this fight have Amir Albazi minus 360 to plus 280. I think I'd move him to 300 on the money. I think to get to that 360, you actually need to show something more. Figgy, as shitty as he is, he can still win a fight. Still lock up a sneaky submission or something like that. Though he's not completely chopped liver, but he's close to it. So overall, I agree with those odds, and at the same time, I don't, if that makes sense. So, with that being said, I am going with Amir Albazi by probably decision, honestly. Yeah, probably decision. I think it'll be an easy 90. I could see him subbing Amir. Yeah, he's gonna sub himself. I could see him subbing Francisco, but would I bet on it? No. I think he'll just grind him out for 3. Maybe a late finish because little Figgy does gas really bad. But overall, I am going Amir by decision. And to wrap up the early prelims, we have the best fight so far at welterweight between two guys in their second UFC fights. AJ the Ghost Fletcher versus Angie the Last Ninja Losa. Let's talk about AJ Fletcher. In the UFC, AJ is 0-1, coming off a great win on Contender Series by knockout. In his debut, they gave him a tough fight, a tough debut for a guy like him, but someone who's very good in Matthew Semmelsberger. They gave him a very tough fight, and he lost. He looked very good in it. I won't lie, he looked pretty good, but he lost, so yeah, he lost, but he showed a lot. In your UFC debut, 25 years old, go up and have a brawl with a dude like Semmelsberger, who's a complete beast, underrated one when he's on the money. I know he just lost, shut the fuck up. When he's on the money, Semmelsberger, who's a beast, impressive. I think, if I remember, AJ trains with some really good fighters. I think he trains with Dustin Poirier. It doesn't say he does on Tapology, but I'm pretty sure he trains with Dustin Poirier. So, great fucking person to have, great fighter to be trained with young in your UFC career. A dude who's been through the ringer and back in the UFC, so let's hope taking his first L of his MMA career doesn't break the kid. Because I think when I saw my Contender Series, I see something. I think the kid has a lot of potential. Just he's very young still. But he showed a lot of flashes in that Summerburger fight. Showed a lot of flashes. A dude who did not show a lot of flashes in his debut, not coming off Contender Series, coming off short notice, was Angel Losa. On short notice, he stepped in to fight Manir Lazez after he's lost on Contender Series to Jack Della Maddalena. Yeah, that Lazez fight was very bad for him. He pretty much was just a human punching bag. He really did not put up a fight at all. I picked him as a very, like, one of the dogs coming on short notice, and he made Manir Lazez look great. Maybe it was short notice, maybe it was fucking the jitters of your UFC debut, whatever reason it was. I don't know. If he looks like that Saturday night, he is gonna. Lazez, who's more of a volume striker, AJ is not a volume striker. AJ is gonna try and cave your fucking head in, and he will. He will try, and he might succeed. So, Losa, you better come ready to fight. Because if you don't, it's gonna be a bad night for you. A bad night for you. But that's all I really can say about those two. Overall, the betting odds have AJ Fletcher minus 155 to plus 130. I would honestly agree with that. I think minus 150 to 155 is perfect for AJ Fletcher in this position. This is a prove-it fight for him, and for Losa, this is, do you actually have talent? Fletcher, after this fight, is to see, like I said, if Fletcher has it, because Losa, really, this is win or get cut. He shouldn't be in the UFC anyway, and now he gotta show why he should. So that Lazez performance was bad, very bad. But losing on Contender Series to JDM, can't get mad at that. But yeah, he needs to show something in this fight, and if he doesn't, it's gonna be bad for him. But who do I think is gonna win this fight? This is a good fight between two very young guys, 25 and 28 respectively. And with that being said, I'm going to go with AJ Fletcher in this fight. I think he will get the win. He kinda needs to show that he is legit. And with that being said, I am going AJ Fletcher by knockout in the first. I think he lights up Salt Lake City with an insanely scary knockout like he did on Contender Series. And I think we see some fun in this fight. I think if Fletcher wins, it's either a knockout or decision. And if Losa wins, it's probably a squeak by decision, man. I'm very excited for this fight. I think I'm very interested to see how AJ looks. Because like I said, ever since all Contender Series, I think the kid has potential. So now can he capitalize on that potential? That's for him to show. So not much more to say. AJ Fletcher by knockout in the first. After that, got some bad news. The next fight was meant to be Miranda Maverick versus Shanna Young, but apparently, as of Friday morning, the fight's canceled. Apparently, according to Miranda Maverick, Shanna Young got hospitalized because of her weight cut, I'm guessing, and now the fight is off. Hope Shanna Young's okay, heal up, And sucks for Miranda Maverick. Was gonna be an easy win for her, and now she wasted a training camp. Hopefully they get her booked ASAP. So yeah, it sucks to lose that fight, but let's be honest, we all know Miranda Maverick was gonna win. So we move on to the next fight. I guess now the first fight on the actual prelims. Sean the Sniper Woodson versus Luis Saldana. Let's talk about Sean Woodson. Woodson in the UFC is 3-1, coming off a flying knee knockout of Terrence McKinney on Contender Series, which has aged great, by the way. In his UFC debut, he beat Kyle Buchenak. Then he lost to Julian Erosa in his second fight, and now he's on a 2-fight winning streak, beating Yusuf Zalal and Colin England. Woodson is very big for 145, where he fights at. He is 6'2", very lengthy, very scary. He's very good. His last 2 fights, he's looked very impressive. He's gonna, if he keeps going down the road that he is going, he's gonna be a very good dude in that division, because his last fight against England, he destroyed him with a vicious body shot. And then beating Yusuf Zalal, who hasn't. Terrence McKinney, for fuck's sake, he beat Terrence McKinney. Bruh. So, Woodson's very good. Obviously, his main strength is he's lengthy as fuck. That's his main strength. It's like Alexander Volkov for heavyweight. He's super big, and that's his main advantage. If he is normal size, then we might have a problem. But even for Woodson, he is, I think, a Golden Gloves or whatever. He's a very good striker. He knows how to use his hands, and I think we're gonna see that on Saturday night. And we've already seen that in the UFC plenty. So overall, Woodson's very good, and I think he's going to be very interesting to see climb the rankings at 145. And if he does win this, it'd be his first really good win, because his other wins are pretty weak, not counting Terrence McKinney Contender Series, blah blah blah. So, Woodson's very good. Now to talk about his opponent, Luis Saldana. 31 years old. I thought he was younger. He is 2-1 in the UFC, but if I remember his debut, and obviously coming off Contender Series also, if I remember, his debut against Jordan Griffin was like a bad decision. If I remember, like, Griffin should have won that, but whatever. Then in his second fight, he had a loss to Austin Lingo. Not great. And then in his last fight, he had a very underwhelming performance against Bruno Souza. Saldana has shown promise at times, but he just keeps failing to deliver. He just fails consistently to deliver on the potential he has. In his 2 wins, he's beaten very subpar guys, and I haven't looked that good doing it. Jordan Griffin, he didn't look great against. And same thing for, what's his face? Fucking, I just read his name, now it won't come to mind. It's Bruno Souza, yeah. He's just been very underwhelming in his UFC career. The kid has potential, but he's just not shown it. If he could actually start to show it, it'd be nice. But yeah, man, this is gonna be a real test for him, because this is. Well, I'm shocked they booked this fight for him, because he's not shown anything that really proves he should be fighting a very good dude, and Sean Woodson. But I guess they were like, fuck it, send him to the Wolves and see if he can send him into the sink or swim. This is a sink or swim fight for Luis Saldana, and the betting odds think he's gonna drown, because Sean Woodson is minus 300 to plus 280 or 240, my bad. I I don't know if I'd have Woodson 300. I think I'm more of -3, -250 is more okay, I would say, because I just think it's more. I think Saldana has a chance. I don't know where or why, but I think I'm not counting the kid out. I think the kid's very. He has shown potential that he's not delivered on it. But I'm not insane. I'm not picking Luis Saldana. I'm of course picking Sean Woodson because as much potential as I think Saldana has, he's not beating Sean Woodson. So I am gonna go Sean Woodson by decision. I think he puts on another masterclass. So Sean Woodson by decision. Next up, a fight I do not want to break down. I'm not really going to because I don't give a fuck about the fight. Jared Flash Gordon versus Leonardo Santos. Fight is so bad. It's such a bad fight. Pretty much it's Gordon who has no chin versus Santos who has no gas tank. He is 42. Pretty much if Gordon makes out the first 2-3 minutes, he's gonna win. Overall, I think Jared Gordon will make it out of the first couple minutes, let Santos gas, and I think Gordon will pick up the W here. So I'm going Jared Gordon by decision. Not gonna waste time talking about this fight. You don't care about it as much as I don't care about it. Next, and now to round off the prelims, because this for some reason got moved down to the prelims for some reason. I'm talking about Marcin Tybura versus Alexander King Kong Romanov. Well, let's talk about Marcin Tybura. He's 36 years old and still going, man. He's still going. He's coming off his first loss after a 5-fight winning streak. He's had many ups and downs in his career. Has fought pretty much anyone and everyone. Arlovsky, Verdum, Tim Johnson, Derek Lewis, Stefan Struve, Shamil, Sakai, Spivak, Roswell Hardy, Harris Volkov. He's had many ups and downs. His best win, probably Andrei Arlovsky, to be honest. Yeah, he's been around forever, 36 years old. You know what you're getting with him? You're getting pretty much a dude who can strike but not well, a dude who can wrestle a lot better than he can strike. He's overall, he's well-rounded, I guess. He's very well-rounded overall. In his last fight against Alexander Volkov, he had a very underwhelming performance, pretty much not showing up, it seemed, and never could get off the ground. But he was very short, and yeah, it happens. It happens, man. Not much more you can really say. It happens. Yeah, but he needs to show something in this fight, because if the new blood in the division runs over him, it's not going to look good for the 36-year-old. And speaking of that new blood, Alexander Romanov, who's been on a rocket ship, it seems, since he got into UFC. 16-0, kind of, and very good. He's very good. His win, he's 5-0 in the UFC, beating Roquan Martinez, De Lima, Espino, Vandera, and Sherman. I don't think he won that Espino fight. To be honest, that probably should have went to Espino. Juan Espino, but you know, it happens. Bad decisions happen. But besides that fight, he's pretty much been flawless in the UFC. In his last fight, he almost killed Chase Sherman by suplexing him on his fucking head. Yep, he's very strong. He's not in great shape, but he's extremely strong, and he's overall very good. He's 31 years old, still pretty good age for especially a heavyweight. And overall, this is his first real challenge. Because besides Espino, the only guys he's fought are cans. So let's see if he can beat a ranked heavyweight. The betting odds for this fight have Romanov minus 350 to plus 275. I don't know, because the only time we've seen Romanov fight someone kind of good, he looked underwhelming. So I think Romanov should be the favorite, but I think maybe at 250, 230. I don't think I would say 350. I think that's a little much. I do think he's gonna win, but I think 350 is a little insane. I am gonna go with Alexander Romanov. I think he is gonna do what he has to do to win. He just can't let Tybura get on top of him, and should win. So I'm going Alexander Romanov by decision. It's hard for me to pick him to finish Tybura, because Tybura is A, hard to finish as is, and B, let's see if Romanov can do what he usually does. So, Romanov by decision. Well, very underwhelming prelims again. Sucks to lose Miranda Maverick. I would have traded Jared Gordon to keep Miranda Maverick, but you know it happens. Overall prelims, my goalie Murderer is always fun. Fletcher's fun. Woodson, Romanov. But now we move on to a head-scratching main card at areas. As we start off with the main card opener. Why is this on the main card? We got Tyson Pedro versus Harry the Hurricane Hunsucker. Not gonna waste anyone's time with this. Tyson Pedro's gonna knock him out in round 1. Lock of the night, Tyson Pedro by knockout in the first. Harry Hunsucker's garbage, and Tyson Pedro is just gonna style on him. We're going Tyson Pedro by knockout in the first. Lock of the night. Now we get to the head-scratching part of the main card. You're gonna think I'm fucking trolling you when I tell you this. But this fight's legitimately happening on the main card. It got moved up on the main card yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago, and it got moved over Romanov and Tybura. We got Lucy Pudilova versus Wu Mulan Yanan, or Yanan Wu. I'm not fucking kidding you, this fight's on a main card. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. So, Lucy Pudilova is back in the UFC after a failed stint a couple years back, going 2-5, losing to Lena Landsberg, Irene Aldana, Liz Carmouche, Antonina Shevchenko, and Justine Kish. Her only wins are Ji Yeon Kim and Sarah Moraz. Yeah, she was very bad, but that was back in 2017, 2018. Things change. How she got better. Ever since she got cut from the UFC, she has went. Let me look. I think it's 5-1, I believe, or 6-1. She's went 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5-1. So I guess she's earned her shot back, man. That's fine. Why is it on a main card? Oh, fucking why? I'm so fucking with you. I'm not gonna go deep into this fight, because let's be honest, do you give a shit? No, this is a 15-minute bathroom break. The betting odds have Lucy Pudilova minus 155 to plus 130. I think I would have Lucy more of a minus 130 plus 115. Very small favorite just because I don't trust. It's women's MMA, and B, she was a flop in the UFC the first time. Who says she ain't a flop the second time? So, you know. So. Plus, Yanan Wu weirdly looks good sometimes. I highly doubt she looks good in this fight, but you never know with Yanan Wu. So, overall, I am going Lucy Pudilova by decision. Do I give a shit? Not in the fucking slightest. Lucy by decision. Now we actually get to the fight. This card is more than anything held up by the glue of this card. As we start off, and by the way, I'm not gonna go deep into these fights. You know who the fuck these motherfuckers are. We have Jose Aldo Jr. versus Merab the Machine Dvalishvili. You know the King of Rio, 35 years old, still kicking ass. Three fight winning streak. Marlon Vera, Pedro Munoz, and Rob Font. That Vera win has aged like a fine wine. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna stop takedowns. He's gonna kick you in the leg, punch you in the nose, and do everything he can. Because he's Jose Aldo, man, King of Rio. Merab, on the other hand, you know what you're getting with him. You're getting a dude who's gonna shoot for your legs from minute 1 to minute 15. He's on a nice winning streak right now. In his last fight, he knocked out Marlon Moraes. Finally got a finish on his record. The decision machine finally got a finish. But yeah, man, this is her first real step up in competition. Let's see how he does. The betting odds have Merab as a slight favorite, around minus 120, 115 to plus 100. I don't know how Aldo ain't the favorite here. I think Jose Aldo should be minus 115. Oh no, 150. I mean, 150, 155. I find it hard to see for you to say Merab's gonna how Merab clearly wins. Aldo has great takedown defense. Aldo has better striking. Aldo's a veteran, more experienced, just better. So this is gonna be very interesting to see how this goes, and I'm very intrigued. In my opinion, I think Jose Aldo's gonna keep doing his thing and keep surprising people, and I think he's gonna get the W here. I think he'll stop the takedowns, kick him in the leg, slow him down, and yeah, I'm going Jose Aldo by decision. I think he gets the job done. Do you really need an in-depth breakdown on fucking all these guys you already know? No. Now the co-main event of the evening. A weird fight, but a great fight nonetheless. Most likely ends in a finish. Paulo Zieresa Costa Boachino versus Luke Rockhold. You know who Paulo Costa is. The king of bitches. You know what you're getting with him. You're getting a dude who's gonna walk forward and try and fucking kill you. But Luke Rockhold, on the other hand, for some people might not know what Luke Rockhold is. He is a good striker, good wrestling, but he has no chin. That's his big problem. He has no chin. Vitor Belfort killed him. Michael Bisping killed him. Yoel killed him. Jan killed him. Now he's back, and now he's trying to get a huge upset win against Paulo Costa. Bad thing, he picks Paulo Costa, who hits like a fucking truck, and when you have no chin like Luke Rockhold, that's gonna end bad. So, more than likely, Costa's gonna knock him out. Rockhold's only way of winning is hoping he can somehow not die and let Costa gas out by midway of round 2, trying to keep up all that muscle on him and hope he could win. But overall, let's be honest, Paulo Costa's gonna knock out Luke Rockhold. So, I'm going Paulo Costa by knockout in the first. I think it kind of writes itself. Terrible fight for Luke to take. He was better off hoping he can rebook the Sean Strickland fight, because this is just gonna go terrible for him. So I'm going Paulo Costa by decision. He's a huge favorite at minus 275. Should probably be a minus 400. I'm going Paulo Costa by knockout in the first. And now, to end the card with a fight I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a shit about. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman versus Leon Rocky Edwards. Gonna keep it short and sweet. Usman's better everywhere, just like the first time. He's gonna win, not much more to say. And still, I'm going Kamaru Usman by knockout in the second. I think he's gonna do his thing, keep winning, and then probably lose Tom. Well, gonna lose Tom. So I'm going Kamaru Usman by knockout in the second. He is minus 340. I agree. Could have him way higher if you wanted to. Minus 4 to 5. He's gonna win. Kamaru Usman by knockout in the second. Well, Leon's only way of winning is a shitty decision. Or if Usman does something really fucking stupid, but do you really think Kamaru Usman's gonna do something stupid? No. So, good luck, Leon. You need it. So that's my picks for the card. If you couldn't tell, I do not give a shit about this card. It's so bad. The highlights, Aldo and Costa. But yeah, I think after a card like this, the UFC does need to take a break, and that's why next week there is no card. So, yeah. Oh, and of course, real quick, I'll go over my picks one more time. Victor Altamirano by decision. Mongolian Murderer by decision. Amir Albazi by decision. AJ Fletcher by knockout in the first. Miranda Maverick would have won, fight got cancelled. Sean Woodson by decision. Jared Gooden by decision. Alexander Romanov by decision. Tyson Pedro by knockout in the first. Lucy Paldova by decision. Jose Aldo by decision. Paulo Costa by knockout in the first. And Kamaru Usman knockout in the second. Tyson Pedro is my lock of the night, of course. I think he's everyone's, and overall, that's the card, man. It's gonna be the worst pay-per-view of 2022. So, overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. You won't get a video from me next week because there is no card, but in 2 weeks, you'll hear from me again for UFC Paris, Gane, and Tuivasa, plus Whitaker and Vittori. And I will not be doing a recap of this card in that video because by that point, you should have already known what happens. So, overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, man. Going into the later times of the year, get that end of the year stretch. And yeah, we're set for some great fights, some great cards, and I hope you all enjoy what's up next. So, and sad thing, we're probably not gonna hit 100 subs by the end of the year. But it happens, man. Overall, hope you all enjoyed the video. And as always, RX out. I disapprove 100%.